Hello Aquarius, welcome to the Very Virgoan channel. I am Veronica Virgo and I am here to give you your September 2022 reading for career, finance, health, love, and just a little bit of advice. My apologies to those of you who are returning and were expecting a new moon reading. I hurt my back and wasn't able to do that, but I am back in the saddle tonight, bringing in a reading for you. Thank you so much for coming back to visit me. If you're new, welcome. I hope I can give you some good information today. And anybody who's watching, please like, subscribe, and comment as I am building this channel bit by bit. A little bit about the deck that I'm using tonight. I fell in love with this a long time ago and couldn't justify the expense, but now that I'm an online tarot card reader, I decided to splurge a little bit for myself and get this gorgeous whimsical deck that I'll be sharing with you tonight. I'm also going to do a one-card reading from the Star Codes Astro Oracle and wrapping up with my tarot dice as I always do. So again, 5-card reading. Let's get started. Aquarius. That's my Nico in the back. You just have to ignore him. He's trying to charm one of my other kitties. Okay, Sea Tom. Now, the sea cards in this deck correspond with cups. Excuse me. And the toms, I've been talking too long tonight, I'm getting hoarse. And the toms correspond with knights. So what we have is the Knight of Cups. And this is about the romantic and following the heart. I mean, look at that. He's rolling over for you to scritch his belly. He's looking so lovey-dovey. He just wants a big old kiss. So, in relation to your career, perhaps you are thinking about or are engaged in a career that has to do with romantic counseling. You're like a love coach or something like that, or maybe that's something that you want to get into. I also see the possibility of you being like a poet, a writer, a musician, you know, someone that accesses the heart for their work, Aquarius, and you are good at it because you are the sign of the Zodiac that is, you're an air sign, but you're also like so close to Pisces, and you have aqua in your name that you kind of have like a watery quality about you, but you're also very rebellious. So you're great at the arts, really great at the arts. I'm so sorry about my kitty. He's actually not mad. They wrestle. I call it vampire. And they're kind of courting each other, but they're two boys and they love to wrestle at the same time. They're definitely sea toms. All right, moving forward into your finances, Aquarius, we have the Chariot. Look at this kitty. This kitty is driving those two dogs. This kitty says, I am taking the wheel. And he is sending those doggies on the right. I mean, look at that sun behind him. He's just like, I'm ready to go. So in your finances, it looks like you're really taking charge. Maybe you had a bad spell, but this is either the year or the month that you have decided to take the reins and make your finances work for you. Guys, and you know what? Given that it's right beside your career card, it might be that if you're just moving into this new career, you are making more money, or you're seeing, you know, new income streams coming in from your work. So congratulations on that, and for taking the wheel or the reins as it is and being that, like, Chariot is actually my card of the year. And it's so beautiful because last year's card was the devil. And I didn't know, okay, so let's just say this. I didn't draw a card for the year. I drew it retroactively. And I'm like, oh my God, that was exactly what I had to deal with. I lived with an addict. And this year was the year that I was taking the reins, getting out of that relationship, and driving my own chariot. So just think of it in that way for yourself. All right, Four of Fire. Ooh, mystical, magical kitties is what I'm trying to say. So the card of fire corresponds with wands, and it's the 4. So this is some kitties that are creating sort of a community. They're celebrating. They're relaxed. It almost reminds me of like a kitty cat house party. So maybe like in terms of your health, this is a time for you to start having house parties for an intimate group of people. You don't have have to have a barn burner where the cops are called or whatever, but 3 of your closest friends, just start with that. If you have friends that are mystically inclined, maybe all y'all can do a little conjuring together and create some community there. And it's going to be good for all your health. You're all going to feel the effects of this co-collaborative sort of process, whether it's creative or business or just for funsies. It's going to be really good for your spirit and your health, Aquarius. So I highly recommend it. Tiny little house party. Here comes Marlo to keep us company while we finish up. All right, let's look at your love. Aquarius love. Sky Tom. My goodness. I reckon you are taking what you want. So Sky has to do with swords, and this is the Knight of Swords. Has to do with sort of impulsiveness, maybe like a certain amount of defensiveness in terms of your beliefs around love. He can also be seen as an action taker. So Aquarius, like I said, you do have kind of a rebellious nature about you, and you do things that confuse all of us. But the thing about Aquarians is you often don't explain yourselves. You're just like, hey, I do what I do. I'm an Aquarius, and deal with it. But in matters of love, you want to make sure you're communicating well with your partner. Now, whether this is you lashing out at your partner or going after a partner, you might need to dial it back a tiny bit, okay? Because you don't want to scare away the pretty birds, right? You don't want to see your potential lover as prey. You want to see them as someone you can collaborate with in love and possibly creativity. It's all good to take charge and say, this is my time, I'm going to do what I want. But you have to know about nuance as well, especially in matters of love, Aquarius. I'm all for taking what you want, but sometimes people don't want to be taken. They want to be romanced a little bit. So let's dial it back a little bit on the approach or the control or the feelings, and think about how we can maybe be a bit more of a charmer, okay? You have the gift of gab. You don't always use it, but you're an air sign, so make sure you employ that. All right, a little advice. Earth kitten here, exactly. This is how you want to approach love noses, just like a kitten. Okay, Earth pentacles, kitten pages. So we're looking at an ambitious approach, but with gentleness, okay? Gentle, just like an earth kitty. The desire's there, the sort of diligent aspiration is there, but it's gentle. It's the exact opposite. Because this little guy, I don't know whether it's a hedgehog or a porcupine, but he's spiky, right? This one can fight back. Birds less so. They can fly away. But this guy or girl can be a little dangerous if kitty isn't gentle. So I think forging ahead gently is the best course of action for you, Aquarius. I mean, after all, look at this kitty. He's a lover, not a fighter, right? I mean, come on. If you're going to do it in your career, you can do it in love as well. All right. See what your astro card has to say. Fourth house, home. So we got a correspondence right here, inviting people into your home. Even kind of like the sparkly kind of resonates the circle here, I think. The little diamond. I love that. I love when things correspond like that. All right, let's look at our fourth house here. See what it has to say. What's card number 42? Oh yes, the answer to the universe, right? Action. Come home and make it a sanctuary. Create a place to renew and to live an intimate, authentic life. Home is an emotional space more than a physical address, but both matter. So exactly, when you're having your house party, it's not about raising the roof. It's about raising your vibration. Ooh, I like that. So that's why you keep it small, intimate, and what's the word I'm looking for? Rich in experience and connection. Rich in connection. That's what I'm looking for. Here's your challenge. Let your home be a sanctuary that helps you prepare to deal with the world, not a place in which you hide from the world. And your gift is a sanctuary within your soul and safe surroundings in which to renew, allow you to regenerate, find your center, and greet the world afresh. So before you invite people into your home, make sure it's to your liking. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's cozy. Make sure it feels like an extension of you. And then you're ready to bring other people into your space. And you won't end up with these kinds of interactions, but you'll end up with these kind of interactions with friends, lovers, and workmates, whoever you invite into your home. All right, Aquarius, we are going to wrap this up with some tarot dice. We have Mercury, we have Aquarius, and that's upside down, and we have 6. So with these parties, with this social aspiration, communication is key. This is going to be, you can create your own little salon here, Aquarius. If you pull together the right cross-section of people where the ideas are flowing, I mean, you never know what kind of creativity or what kind of projects can be born out of this. And as someone who's got that heart on their sleeve kind of thing, I mean, this can be a really beautiful, I mean, it can just be visiting, but it can also, create something that can benefit all of you. I think you may have your eye on a Gemini, because Gemini is an air sign just like you, with the pretty bird flying away, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So my advice with this card, take that to heart with your Gemini person. And then I just think this Aquarius is telling you, listen, listen to all the things I just shared with you, and it's just reaffirming this person whose career is either, taking off in this arena, this sort of romantic, dreamy quality, or you're already in it, and it's just confirming who you are. All right, Aquarius, what a lovely reading. I wish you so much luck in September, and I look forward to seeing you again.